हेलो एवरीवन। तो आज मैं वापस आ गया हूँ एक नए ब्लॉग के साथ और एक नई ट्रिप के साथ। तो हम लोग हैं ऑस्ट्रिया और जर्मनी में, और अभी हम लोग हैं ऑस्ट्रिया वियना में। तो अभी हम लोग एक विंटेज कार में बैठे हैं और हम लोग एक राइड ले रहे हैं इसमें कार की। मैं आपको बाहर का सीन दिखाता हूँ।
Those are the backside of the President Palace. Here is all the organization part.
This one is President House.
Sorry?
President House. You said President House. President House.
Yes.
Okay. This
There are
one.
some embassies.
Embassy. Okay.
Yeah, Liechtenstein.
तो गाइस यहाँ पर एम्बेसीज है।
Yes, sir.
हम लोग ऐसी कार में बैठे हैं, ऐसी।
Here we have the Café Central. This is a very famous coffee house, and the people waiting sometimes more than 1 hour.
This is a famous cafe,
Coffee and the cake.
guys.
Coffee and cake.
Yes.
The special thing is coffee
Cake
and
is
cake.
famous here.
Coffee and
more the
cake.
location, because the inside is very nice, the architecture,
Okay.
and there are
Let's listen to
some
him.
nice paintings
Guys.
from well-known artists.
Okay.
That's why the people waiting for
नहीं
it.
लगी हुई जैसे वहाँ उसको होती है जॉनसन स्ट्रीट पे एलवी के शोरूम के बाहर हैं?
The good thing in Vienna, you will get on each corner a good coffee and a good cake and very good food. But this is from the influencer, you know. A lot of influencer says if you come to Vienna, you have to go to the Café Central.
Nice.
और यहाँ पर गाइस लाइक मेट्रोज वगैरह रोड्स पे चलती हैं।
Here this area, it's called the Freiung.
Freiung.
In the old time, it was like a diplomatic area.
Okay.
People which was living here, they could do whatever they want. Nobody could touch them.
Okay.
They are immune against
ये हमारा लुटियन जोन है। ये पहले वो था। All those powerful people.
All buildings.
So now those people shifted to which area? Diplomat
It was
people.
it was in the old time the aristocrats, the rich guys was living here,
Okay.
and the slaves was moving over around.
There are so many stalls
Left side
also
in
here.
Planning direction, we have the first
Vienna.
pharmacy in Vienna. We started to deal with
I
herbs
mean,
in
this
1600.
this state or country,
And,
the
pharmacy,
gardening is too
oldest
good
pharmacy in Vienna.
and it's so clean.
And on the right side is the Palihara. There was the headquarter of a company which makes the biggest bankruptcy last year in Europe.
Okay.
They lost 30 billion euros. 30 billion. And this small part of floor is the original one from the 12th century. Even the musketeers was riding across this floor. And here is the Palais Ferstel. And the Palais Ferstel is inside like a small village. You
Okay.
have on each corner
This is
some different
like a
shops.
small village, guys.
And it's almost the same architecture like the Café Central, but no queue.
With no queue. जो कैफे सेंटर है वैसे ही बना हुआ है, लेकिन वो भीड़ भाड़ नहीं है।
There's a lot of beer gardens in Vienna because the
There
original
are-
people from
there
Vienna
are
they
so
like
many
to sit outside
cafes in
and talk about
Vienna.
the people which are walking by.
And there is a ride, horse ride, buggy.
It's a vintage car, right? It's not a Reth. Whereas, मैंने तो मुझसे कहा इलेक्ट्रिक विंटेज कार.
And here we are on the second important square in Vienna. After St. Stephen's Cathedral
Here,
Square, it
bike.
is the second important
It's
one.
a scooty here.
On the left we have the Croatic Catholic Church.
चर्च.
In front we have the Park Hyatt.
Okay.
This is a 5-star hotel. And before it was a bank.
Park
and
Hyatt
before
is
the
a
bank
wind.
it was a ministry.
Oh.
And they built in the safe room a swimming pool. So whenever you like to swim in the Manitas, this is the right place for you.
See guys.
Behind is the most expensive living area in Vienna. It's called the Golden Quarter.
Okay.
And they sold it per square meter starting from 50,000 euros.
Guys.
Oh.
And most of them it's bought by Arabs and Russians.
Very expensive.
And if you like to rent something, it starts from 50 euros a square meter a month. And the Black Camel over there is a traditional coffee house in Vienna. The Black Camel. Everybody
that
knows it.
That one.
Yes. They celebrate in 2018 400 years. And this is a special flair. A very charming coffee house. And
You can see.
it's used by locals, it's used
There's
by
a
tourists,
Rolex
it's used by working
showroom
guys,
too.
it's used by
What's the name?
Black Camel, like the animal.
Black Camel.
And the whole world knows it. For more than
And this is
400
a
years.
church where
And
the
Vienna is a
people
very
are
charming
standing.
city. And some
It is a church.
buildings, they have a nice history.
And a horse is coming here.
Like
I'll show
the
you.
Grana building on the corner.
See. See. This is a buggy. This is a buggy, guys.
And this house has a very nice story because the old owner of this building, he loves women. And always when a relation was terminated, he changed the window. And this house has 64 different windows.
Oh.
The no station, it's only Anrufen. Wo ihr wollt.
And there are so many sports cars and there are so many cars.
There is only
here.
one question, it was a life of fun or a life of
Mercedes
pain?
here is in taxi. Literally.
64 तरह की बिल्डिंग है.
Guys,
Where did you? ये हंसता था.
in the building that I showed you had 63 types of windows.
We have the biggest, oldest and still active fire department of Vienna.
See,
This is the yellow building, the white one, and the building on the corner.
Okay. That one.
that yellow building is
Gold
Fire department.
gold circle.
the fire
ये गवर्नर हाउस
circle
होगा
is
सामने वाला.
called.
People in Vienna have been always very clever because they built in between the first sparkling wine production. Because if you drink too much and it burns, you can go to extinguish it in the neighborhood.
Heard.
बड़े structures हैं.
I see.
Behind the church is the Vienna Club,
See, guys.
the watch museum. And here,
They are
up
vintage
there
buildings, vintage cars.
There was the first public concert of Mr. Mozart. And at this time he was 5 years old.
Black Camel. भूल जाएगा Black Camel क्या है. देखो छोटा सा टंकी देखो.
Here in front you can see the man who is carrying the head under his arm
This is the governor house.
of the wall.
This is the governor house.
Right?
This is the governor house.
Yeah. And in the past it was a court.
Okay.
See, guys.
At this time,
G-Wagon.
the
G-Wagon, guys.
There was no time for question.
Okay.
How long you will stay in Vienna?
3 nights.
2 nights?
3 nights.
3 nights.
Then Salzburg, then Innsbruck.
A nice area. Then Munich.
Yes, then going to Munich, then Black Forest, then to Frankfurt,
From Frankfurt back to India.
Delhi. Yes.
A long trip.
That's 16 days. Right?
But now the next days the weather will be very nice.
Weather is good.
These are the
Here
buildings.
on the left side you see the first driving direction, the left side. It's the first lottery in Austria, and the chimney sweeper is the lucky symbol of the lottery.
Lottery area. Lottery.
Yes,
Okay. Lottery is legal here.
yes, because it's from the government.
Okay.
They get money.
They are earning money.
But it's everywhere from the government. Emirates, I
Okay.
don't know, in India as well, I think.
No, India is legal, illegal.
Uh,
Casino is also there, na? Casino?
casino?
Yes. In,
Yeah, we have casino near the St. Stephen's Casino. This area is called the High Bridge, and before the Danube was not regulated, there was water down. That was a swamp area. They delivered the goods by boat
इसकी
to
फोटो आती
Vienna.
है कहीं पर पिक्चरों में खाते हैं तो मैं खड़े हुए फोटो खींची Max and Benito.
And the Turkish was trying 2 times to invade Vienna.
Okay.
And they have been waiting down this area in the swamp area. But at this time they haven't had any chance to enter Vienna. But the good thing was they left us the coffee beans and the
Coffee
croissant. And the first Viennese coffee house was opened by an Armenian spy. And the funny thing is, because capital of international spies. And in Vienna you never know who is sitting near you. But you can trust me, don't worry. You can tell me all the things. Because we have the most international spies in the world.
Most international spies रहते हैं
Yeah.
तो पता नहीं हमारे रात में कौन सा स्पाई घूम रहा है So Vienna is famous for
Sorry?
Vienna is famous for
Yeah. Famous for the spies.
spice.
And famous it's the Wiener Schnitzel, the Apfelstrudel, the Kaiserschmarrn. Vienna is famous for music, for art, for food, drinks, and charming, the charming way of life. And here in front we have the playground for our money. This is the Vienna Stock Exchange.
Okay.
And people are always happy inside because if they lose, if they win, doesn't matter. They get their bonus.
Yes.
That's why this fast food box, the small one,
Okay.
is the most exclusive one in Vienna. Here you get champagne, here you get caviar.
Oh.
Yes, special sausages. Very nice.
There is
And so Vienna is a very green
Guys,
city. We have a
there
lot
is
of
zip
parks
line
and
too.
playgrounds,
there is zip line too. Guys,
trees. And if you imagine we are in the center of a main capital. And there is very relative quiet, not so much traffic, fresh air. Compared to other cities, this is very unique in Vienna. And here this area it's called the Jewish quarter.
Jewish water.
Jewish quarter, yes. Because until 1870 it was not allowed for Jewish people to buy anything in Vienna.
To buy anything in Vienna.
And then they changed the rules, and from this they, in this area, around 80% are owned by Jewish families from the buildings.
Leave it.
And it is a nice living area because it's very quiet. Everything is in walking distance.
In Vienna, everything is in walking distance.
काम कर रही है इस पे स्टूप
You have everything for shopping, supermarket. Here in front is the Danube Channel. It's very nice for outdoor activities.
ओके
And on evening they have nice bars and especially in the summer.
Winters are too cold here, no?
When I was a child, we have had every year around half a meter snow.
No, okay. Now?
Now, maybe a few days, 10 centi,
Okay.
and normal around zero, plus minus.
अभी इसमें रहती है.
तो रहेगी ना अभी इसमें
2 weeks
अच्छा
we
मौसम
have
है,
had around minus 10,
minus
but
10.
most of the times it was around zero.
ये जगह है सर्दी मान रहा है क्योंकि यहाँ मेंटेनेंस है आ सकते हैं स्नोफॉल देखने के लिए जम्मू कश्मीर नहीं है स्नोफॉल
Here you have a lot of supermarkets and everything.
And
is very
here-
close.
There are so many supermarkets.
एवरीथिंग इज वेरी क्लोज हियर
Yes. Because to cross the whole city in Vienna it takes around 20 minutes. And if you walk 5 minutes in this direction, you are on the crowded places. On the other side, there is the Danube Channel, where is your tour is starting.
ये भी सुपर मार्केट है।
Guys,
If it is possible, you can drop us nearby the Danube cruise at the closing of this tour.
Yeah, this is from the street. Because it's a one-way system.
Okay.
We be in let's say in 10 minutes we are near this place, but this is half of the tour. So, but when we finish the tour in this place where we are, you have to walk maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
This is not a big
look
deal.
how
Otherwise, you will end the tour earlier.
Welcome
But I
to-
don't think so, right?
No, it's okay.
That the 10 minutes walk is not a big issue.
yes.
And here, this was a small harbor.
Okay.
Before the Danube was not regulated, and they delivered the goods by boat to Vienna, and this church upstairs, it's called Maria on the Harbor. And then when the Danube was regulated, this area dried out. And here have been all the markets, the meat market, the
Guys.
vegetable market.
आप देख
The-
सकते हैं यहाँ पर कितनी सारी थी यहाँ पर कैफे तो ऐसे ही खुले हुए हैं सारे
The
रोड
salt
साइड
market,
पे
all the markets.
गाइस
When
कैफे
the Danube was regulated, there is the area dried out, and since that time we have some streets.
गाइस
And in front where the trees are, this is the boat station. And before, it was a hotel, the most exclusive hotel in Europe. The
Which
most
one?
modern. It was
This
a
one?
hotel. Where the trees are. The
Okay.
hotel is never rebuilt because when the Second World War was starting,
Okay.
Hitler took it over as a headquarter,
Oh.
and that's why this area was heavily bombed. And that's why we have a lot of ugly buildings in between the nice architecture. But in Vienna they tried to renovate, to restore it as much as possible. Whatever was possible they renovated, restored. But there was no chance they built some ugly break buildings in between.
क्या देख रही है?
इसमें तो एक इधर वो है कैफे क्या आदमी सोचते उसमें
Here
बैठ
this area is called the High Market.
This area is called
Because
the
it's
High
always
Market.
Of the level of the market because down was water and here the market was higher than the water and that's why it's the High
There
Market.
are cafes and there are grocery shops. There are so many shops, guys.
अभी तो इधर आ जा, इधर से बनाएगा आराम से, इधर से सब दिख रहा है इधर का भी। ये तो चार
तो
दिन का ले सकते हो।
Here in the middle of the market is the fountain of marriage. The people putting some coins inside to get the lucky marriage, to keep a lucky marriage. But the only happy person is the cleaner. He says more coins, more luck.
Yeah, right.
Here on the left side in driving direction is the clock of life.
ये लो ये।
Gift of life.
Clock of life, yes, it's built by an insurance company. So
This
it's
is clock
the
of
life
life.
that protects the people.
Okay.
That's why it's built as a bridge. And there are 12 figures inside, like Maria Theresia, Bach, right?
Okay.
Every full hour, one figure is moving. And every day at noon, all 12 figures are moving.
Guys,
With organ music and the spectacle will take around 20 minutes and the whole square will be full of people.
What time?
Noon.
Noon.
Every day at noon.
ले बहुत
अभी ये है लिखा। There are library and bookshops also. Here, grocery shops. So many things are there in this place.
एयरबीएनबी लेके एक मिनट आ जा यही जगह बैठे रहे तुम भैया तुम्हें कैसे सारे नापेंगे हैं रुक क्या नो खुशी से फिर भागे भदौड़ में 6 जगह जाना है 10 जगह जाना है अभी ये नहीं जा रहे हैं भाई एक महीना नहीं रहेंगे लेकिन ये एक बार सारे घूम लो उसके बाद फिर जो है 10 साल बाद फिर एमबी करा करेंगे नहीं विराज Center of the center.
The middle of the middle, center of the center. Here is the walking area. Here you will
Guys,
find
see.
all well-known brands. Here you can spend a hell of money.
खड़े होके बनाओ।
The credit card will melt faster than any chocolate.
Guys,
And the tower is
there are so many
153 meters high.
brands,
and
older
more than
brands,
350 stairs
and
up.
there are rides too. There are horses here, and you can ride bikes here also.
आप बहुत धीरे बोल रहे हो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगा ऐसे
माइक पे क्लियर आएगा।
And St. Stephen is 5 minutes from our place where I picked you up. St. Stephen's Cathedral, and this road goes to the station.
Okay.
So it's quite simple.
Okay.
And here this area is also used by the local people as well, because here is the price level more or less normal.
हाँ जी भाई साहब, नमस्कार जी, बढ़िया बढ़िया। अच्छा जी, एक बार भाई साहब उसको फ़ोन कर लेंगे अपना अमन वगैरह को। मैं इंडिया से बाहर हूँ, ऑस्ट्रिया हूँ।
Guys,
25 तारीख को वैसे।
there are
Okay.
cafes.
And here this building is called Luke Egg.
So cold,
Luke Egg means the translation Luke, it's Luke,
Okay.
and Egg means corner. So
corner.
look around the corner.
Okay.
And the old owner family, they have had a fight with the son, and the son disappeared. And father and mother was looking every day on each corner if the son is coming back. That's why this building is called Luke Egg. Look around the corner.
So यहाँ
Now
पर
it's a showroom.
कभी भी धूप
Now
आती है,
it's a restaurant.
कभी
No, what is this?
बादल आ जाते हैं।
Excuse me.
No,
What was there inside? Luke Egg?
Luke Egg, look around the
Inside.
corner.
Inside. What was there inside?
Inside restaurant.
There's a restaurant.
Restaurant. ये बढ़िया सब
Before it
खुला
was
हुआ
a
है।
family house.
दोबारा सकते हैं काम, किसी और में मिले तो वेज सैंडविच एक बढ़िया से बना सकते हो। अविनाश, तो वेज दिए। लेकिन है वेज डिलाइट।
And here in front we have the most dangerous area in Vienna.
So
This is the
guys,
Bermuda
I
Triangle.
am ending this vlog. तो
Dangerous
अब
area.
मिलते हैं दूसरे
Bermuda
व्लॉग
Triangle,
में।
most
बाय
dangerous
गाइस,
area.
लाइक
Many
करना,
people
शेयर
getting
करना,
lost here.
सब्सक्राइब करना।
Because there
बाय।
is the